basketball tournament. David Hastings alongside Sawyer Turnbow. Saul, welcome back. Been a while, almost a year, I guess.
Yeah, it's really good to be back calling tournament games, and we're kind of at the sports mecca time of the year, Coach, with tournament basketball going on, college basketball in full swing, college baseball going on, spring training going. I tell you, as a sports fan, it doesn't get much better than this.
Yeah, where does your time go, Sawyer?
To the TV. That's where it goes. I try to spread out what I watch and when I watch, but yeah, it's a great time of year. Really good to be back.
Newly married, Sawyer Turnbow. Congrats on that.
Yeah. Got married back in October. Been living in Columbia since then. It's been great. It's been really good. I have missed being able to come here and do these games with you, Coach. So when I saw the opportunity, I reached out to you without hesitation, and really glad we got to do this.
That's awesome, man. Let's get to the starters. Collinwood. Number 5, Cole Reisner. Number 13, Patch Craig. Number 25, Tate Linville. And number 30, Harrison Rich. And the final starter, number 33, Brody Holt. Collinwood in the road green with the white trim and the white lettering. For Perry County, 00, Colton Peebahouse. And number 3, Jake Mercer. Number 4, Landon Warren. Number 5, Kenner Haston. And number 41, Eric Peters. Barry, I don't know how much you've got to see of the Vikings, but they're tough shot takers and they're tough shot makers.
Yeah, just from remembering watching them last year, they were a really young, athletic bunch, and can tell they've kind of matured and kind of developed more into their bodies, just with time, as the year has gone on. And did get to watch a little bit of them, sporadically throughout the year, and you can just tell that they look like a pretty confident bunch. And I was talking to Barry between games, and I specifically pointed out Mercer, how he's just a really shifty guard, and like you said, that tough shot taker and maker. So Collinwood's going to have to be on their A game, I think.
Change in the starting lineup, Eric Moore in place of Peters. Sawyer for that.
Okay.
Perry County be coming our way. We're stationed above the Wildcat dressing room. Collinwood going another way. Warren against Holt. Warren taps it 2 more, and Perry County will have it to start here as Haston finds Moore up top. A handoff there to Jake Mercer. Mercer with a left-hand dribble. Right wing there to Peebahouse. Peebahouse looks for a cutter. Haston on the move, gets bumped, no call. Warren comes up with a rebound. He gets fouled going up. They're going to stay on the floor, Barry.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I kind of thought he was in the act of shooting on that one, so I think Collinwood may have got a bit of a break there. Got that on Linville.
And, of course, Jacob Gobble not with us again tonight. Here is his baby born yesterday. We got that announcement yesterday, so congrats to Jacob and Allie once again. Tanner Andrews at the helm tonight. Peebahouse works in against Craig, cut off on the drive, finds Warren. Warren's half hook, crawls its way in.
Good touch. I remember him from last year, just a really, honestly, for a freshman last year, he played a really sophisticated type of game. You can just tell he's more comfortable in his body, and the same type of player, probably a little bit better.
No, yeah. For sure, he had a great game last night in the loss to Frank Hughes. Rich, lob inside to Brody Holt on the other end. Warren gets a block. Rich collects the rebound, and then a foul on Peebahouse. I'll put Rich at the line for 2. Perry County won both these matchups in the season. Collinwood playing a very good game last night as Wayne County had its way with Collinwood in the regular season, Sawyer, but then in the fourth quarter, it was a 2-point game last night at one point.
I got to watch that pretty good bit of that fourth quarter last night, and shout out Coach Harris. He gave me a little update. He said Collinwood really shot the ball well last night, and the Cats had to dig back from that one, so it was good to see them able to do that.
Rich rattles out the first free throw, makes the second, and it's 2-1 here with 7:10 to play in the first. Peebahouse works it up against Craig. Collinwood in the man-to-man. Mercer on a drive, cut off, kicks it to Warren in the corner. Warren works against Holt, shoots the fadeaway, back iron, a putback by Mercer's good. Wow. Jake Mercer showing off his athleticism all in one motion with a putback.
He's got some bounce to him, and I think he may have got away with a little bit of a push-off there on that rebound. But, hey, if they don't see it, they don't call it, play on.
Now nearly a steal, but Craig able to regain control, and then they're going to call back court. Wow. So that was an interesting call there.
Yeah, it looked like Reisner wasn't fully established on that side, and it looked like he caught it on the right side, but those are iffy ones. That's hard to judge sometimes, I think, for an official.
Perry County back here with it. Mercer at the elbow, looks inside, not there, kicks it.
Boy, they've got a matchup inside.
Peebahouse, and then they get an illegal screen against Perry County.
I think they got Mercer.
And that's going to give the ball to Collinwood.
Boy, they had Warren isolated on Cole Reisner, and he was begging for that ball to be kicked out to the wing on his side, and I think that's one that Perry County really missed, really wishes they had to do over again.
Patch Craig over to Linville. Linville running into a double team as Perry County's gone to the half-court trap. He finds Reisner open for three in there, and good. Reisner had a brilliant night last night, picked up where he left off. We're tied at 4.
That thing was true.
Mercer across midcourt. Works it to the right side. Lob down to Warren. Warren with a jab fake. Now pitch back to Haston. Haston in the corner. Fadeaways in the air. Hit front rims. Warren battling for the rebound. Knocked it out of bounds. It'll go over to the Trojans.
Haston, little fadeaway jumper there. Really good elevation on his jump shot. I think you'd like to see him go a little more straight up with that one, though.
Made it kind of tough, but, man, like I say, Sawyer, they're tough shot takers and makers. The press gets to Collinwood there as Reisner throws it out of bounds up the side, and that's going to turn it over to Perry County.
Maybe a little bit of an unforced error there for the Trojans, but just got to settle down. They broke the press a couple times pretty decently. Just got to settle in a little bit. Adjust to the length, I think, of Perry County because they're really long. Mercer
off the left side, looks inside. Jab fake goes left. Fakes the pull up, kicks it back to Warren. Warren with a handoff to Haston. Haston looks to drive with the left hand, cut off. Hangs in there. Cross-court pass going to go out of bounds as Haston got himself in a bind and turned it over. And Coach Haston going to go to the bench here to Ryan Mars, except he didn't get in time, Saul.
Well, if Collinwood's going to be switching those screens, I think you'd want to get Warren, get him screening and try to get him ISO'd on a guard.
And here comes Mars. I think you're probably right. And
we're going to get this young man in the game.
If they're eventually.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that was. I was watching a game in slow motion there for a second. I mean, Craig, the inbound box set here for the Trojans underneath their own basket. Little diagonal screen action. What a play by Peevouse on the interception, but he came down on the inline. And that's what you'll see, Barry. Sawyer, you mentioned it, that Perry County quite athletic, and you saw some of it there. Craig looking to inbound to the corner. Reisner shot fake on the three, relocates. Three in there, comes out, and the rebound to Moore. Pitch ahead to Peevouse. Peevouse with some numbers finds Mercer. Mercer fouled as he goes up. They're going to call it on the floor, aren't they, Saul?
Yeah, I think if he wouldn't have went with that shot fake and just went up, it definitely would have been in the act, but good call there to call that one on the floor.
5:15 to play in the first. 4-4 our score. And here comes Stetson Holt. Now, Stetson Holt's kind of a three-point gunner himself for Collinwood, so I don't know what you got to see.
Yeah, and that was the second foul on Tate Linville, so big update there for Collinwood down. Probably going to be down him the rest of the half.
Oh, they got a turnover there on Moore, as evidently it was touched by Holt and then by Moore as it touched the inline.
Must have been.
And now bringing it up is Craig. 2-3 zone here for the Vikings.
Somebody's got to get in the middle. There we go.
And 5 minutes to play here in the first. Craig, left wing to Reisner. Cross back to Craig. Pass fake. Relocates. Reisner at the top. Left wing. Stetson Holt, three in there, and it's good.
Well,
Collinwood likes this gym, Barry. Or Sawyer. I'm going to call you Barry all night. Hopefully I get over that after a quarter or so. Peevouse across midcourt. Bounce feed there to Warren. Warren with a low rip. Goes baseline. Hangs in there and scores it off the glass. 7-6, the Trojan lead. Trojans with a couple of threes. Reisner and Stetson Holt. Holt off the left side, up top to Reisner. Landed on there by Peevouse. Right wing Craig. Collinwood, or Perry County staying in the zone. Left wing there to Reisner. Reisner with a feed inside to Brody Holt. Gets it tapped away, free along the sideline. And, man, Reisner tracked it down and touched it. Might have been off on Perry County.
I thought Mars tapped that one out.
But now, since Reisner touched it, it's out on Collinwood.
So Haston back in, replacing Moore, yeah.
4 minutes to play here in the first. Collinwood with a 7-6 lead. Collinwood jumped out on the Cats in the first quarter last night before Wayne County went on a big run. Mercer, ball screen right, relocate. Mars up top. Now ball screen left. Mercer looking to attack. Bounce feed to Warren. Warren with his back to the basket, handoff to Peevouse. Peevouse attacks, hangs in there, loses it out of bounds. They're going to say Collinwood touched it last.
Yeah, I think Holt might have got a hand on that as he was going up with it. Good hands there.
But Peevouse could have got it a step deeper before leaving his feet. Might have been able to get a call. Inbound to Peebahouse, and that time he just powers his way up off the right block and scores it off the glass.
Good job of showing himself. Good pass, good finish.
8-7 Vikings, 3.5 to play here in the first. Craig dribbling up top. Vikings content to stay in the 3-2. Reisner off the left side, ball screen going left into the elbow, dribbles it in, loses the handle, and it's still by there by Perry County. Mercer ahead of the pack. He'll lay it in with a right hand off the left side.
I think this should have been a kick ball on the other end, and Coach Andrews not too happy, and I don't blame him.
No, I agree. Pitch ahead there to Rich. Rich goes baseline, drives through Mars. Mars tries to draw the foul. No call. Shot missed, and then the putback attempt blocked out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Collinwood.
I like the no call there. When Rich went up, if anything, it probably should have been on Perry County, in my opinion, but play on.
Sometimes you get flop warnings these days, Sawyer. I don't know if you've been with us since that's been implemented. Craig now in the corner. Reisner steps into three, and it's good. We're tied at 10 here with 2:44 to play in the first. Peebahouse off the right side. Low crossover, left and right. Cut off along the baseline. Pass out of bounds. And Collinwood forces the turnover. Man, Coach Andrews bringing some energy here to his Trojan bunch.
Fired up, and they're playing hard for him.
2:35 to play in the first. Stetson Holt there to Reisner. Reisner with a lob ahead to Rich. Rich reverses, goes back with a left hand, hangs in the air. Going to get bailed out there with a foul call on Mars.
Yeah,
good take by Rich, but he's kind of in a bind. And then got the foul call.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to go up with the left and kind of switch back to the right, so maybe that's what got the foul. But regardless, it was a good aggressive take going right at the zone. That's what you got to do when they're not really set.
Free throw up and good, and Collinwood back in front now, 11-10. Collinwood saving its best for tournament action thus far.
That's what you got to do. You never know what can happen in tournament time.
And that one off the mark. Haston flies in for the rebound for Perry County, and Kenner comes out there with a dribble. Not stopped. Finds a Traylon Warren. This move there by Landon Warren. Couldn't score it as he picked up the foul at the front of the rim.
Boy, and Coach Haston over there not too happy that he didn't finish that one just point blank. And I think I played for a coach or two who wouldn't have been too happy with me if I missed one like that either.
Hopefully you would have powered it up off the glass, Saul.
They say the glass is your friend. And I agree.
Warren at the stripe. Dribbles into some rhythm and knocks it in. 11-11. But Warren was at the line in a big spot last night and cast 1 of 2. Another one here for Landon. And that one front rim. Peebahouse taps it, but Stetson Holt claims the rebound for the Trojans.
I think you spoke that one into existence.
Has the exact same thing from last night.
The announcer's jinx lives on.
Peebahouse pokes it away there from Craig. And tracks it down in the backcourt. No crossover, goes to the rim, hangs in there and scores it. Colton Peebahouse coming alive here for the Vikings of Perry County, and it's 13-11, 1:55 to play.
That was a heck of a hesitation move into that low crossover that he just made.
Hey, he's a handful. And he can get it going from behind the arc, too. Pass fake there, nearly intercepted, going to the left side to Craig. Perry County stand behind the arc in the zone. Holt fakes the shot, goes to Craig off the left side. Now in the corner, Reisner open for three. It's in there. Good. And Reisner coming alive here in the tournaments.
3 threes already for Cole Reisner, 4 for Collinwood as a team.
He had a strong night last night. Collinwood by 1, 14-13, 1:19 to play in the first. Peebahouse on a step back, pulls up the dribble, finds Haston. Haston rips through, gets past Stetson Holt, takes it to the rim, lays it in, but a hand check out on the perimeter before all that action was to occur. 14-13, Collinwood 1:11 to play in the first. Peters to inbound, 1 and 4 low here, Barry, on the inbounds play. Perry County kind of gave away. They're going to lift the post. Here comes Warren off a cut, and they're just going to lob it in up top to the Haston. Haston going to be fouled there by Stetson Holt. And Sawyer, that's the 5th foul there on the Trojans.
Now they'll shoot 2 the rest of the way.
Well,
second foul on Stetson Holt as well. So Collinwood got 2 guys with 2 personals so far.
I like some of the changes Collinwood's made defensively here from what I've seen from the regular season, using their athleticism, their speed on the perimeter, pressing up, trying to force some turnovers and make you a little bit uncomfortable. all that's been working pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, we saw they kind of took Wayne County to the brink last night, really giving Perry County all they could probably want so far in this first quarter. And when you're somewhat outmanned, maybe you don't have quite the athletes that your opponent does, you've got to find ways. And hats off to Collinwood, Coach Gobble, Coach Andrews. They found the formula to make them really competitive. And I told Barry before the game, I said, you catch Collinwood on the wrong night, they could beat just about anybody, I think.
The way it seems right now. Haston with the first free throw good, another one upcoming. And that one's too strong as both teams seemingly going 1 of 2 from the line. Reisner with a low crossover, frees himself, takes it in on Peters, hangs in the air, and gets a foul from the backside. Perry County not very disciplined on that, as that was going to be an extremely difficult shot for Reisner. But Perry County with a foul. They're going to stay on the floor.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Craig to inbound. I wasn't expecting that on the floor. 1:04 to play here in the first. 14-14. Rich in the corner. Lob up top to Reisner. Reisner goes lefty, splits the defense, lays it up off the glass. No good. Flying in for the rebound. It was Luke Holt, and it goes out of bounds off Collinwood and to Perry County. Boy,
They got a bunch of holes.
they do. Help me.
I'm struggling like you. I'm afraid to call him by the wrong first name.
Stetson, Brody, Luke. Kenner with a dribble up top. Haston for a three. It's in there, and it's good. A deep three from the top, and Collinwood, or Perry County now in front 17-14. 37 seconds to go in the first.
I think Collinwood will go for the tie here. One shot.
Yeah, they've been difficult to predict. They just kind of, like you said, they play free and easy here in the tournament. But they are dribbling out near midcourt. Haston trying to force some action as Perry County's extended to 2-3. Lob into the high post there to Luke Holt, now to Craig. Haston matches up on Craig, bounce feed over to Reisner. 12 seconds. Reisner centers it up with a right hand. Hand off there to Craig. Back to Reisner off the right side. Rich in the corner. 4 seconds. Craig. Now Reisner in the corner. He's open. His three short. And that takes us to the end of one. And our score after one is Perry County 17, Collinwood 14. We'll be back with second quarter action after this break. You're listening to District 11A Basketball Tournament on Big Oldies Radio. Welcome back to the District 11A Basketball Tournament of the week. Listen to me, I've been calling too many games already. Tournament of the night. We got 2 straight nights. It's not really a week. So Collinwood's ball to start things here in the second. Inbound to Patch Craig in the backcourt.
Face guard and Reisner.
They are, and they did this last night with Devin Dacus and nearly forced a turnover right off the bat. Brody Holt secures it. Pitch into Rich, and Rich spins his way to the rim, leaves it off at the front, and it's going to be a foul on Perry County. I mean, Collinwood ball underneath. And they're not going to give him shots on that, so evidently off the dribble he was fouled. Craig to inbound. Looking. Now finds Linville in the corner. Rich on a shot fake, attacks, gets a shot blocked from the backside by Haston, and the rebound to Peters.
I think if Harrison would have went up in the middle there, he probably gets an easier look, but tried to use the glass off the right side and got that one blocked.
Mercer now guarded by Reisner. Catch there by Warren, handoff to Haston. Shot fake, looks to drive. Turns the corner, and then they're going to get a hand check there on Collinwood. That's Haston with a good aggressive take with the right hand.
It's the third on Linville. I'm kind of surprised to see him in the game right now.
And he's out now, as you probably suspected. As
Subbing in a guy with 2 fouls.
Lob up top to Peters. Peters with a handoff to Mercer. Mercer, lefty pass across to Peebaus. Peebaus with a lefty pass on a cut underneath to Haston. He misses. Mercer flies in for the rebound. Good rebounder there for a diminutive player, as he's got, like you say, quite the leaps in him. A three-point shot there by Mercer comes up short, and a pull down by Rich. Outlet to Reisner, and Reisner on a dribble ahead. Hesitates, finds his way in the paint, pivots. Bounce feed over to Rich. Rich will take the elbow shot and knock it in. 17-16, Perry County, 6:38 to play here in the second. Peebahouse works against Craig. Craig nearly forces a steal. Peebahouse picks up the dribble, cross-court pass. Haston steps into three here from the corner. Too strong, and Rich goes high for the rebound.
Good board. Mercer went up there with him, but Harrison came down with that one.
Rich strong. You ain't going to out-muscle Rich anywhere. Rich on a fadeaway along the baseline, and it's tapped by Brody Holt, and then tapped by Mercer, and he tapped it to himself. Pitch ahead here to Haston. Haston on a turn score off the glass. Wow. There's a tough shot make. What a pass ahead by Mercer after tapping that rebound to himself.
Yeah, first the save, just keeping him bounds, then the throw ahead. I mean, he threw that right over Stetson Holt's head. That was pretty good.
Craig, handoff to Reisner. Reisner with a left-hand dribble, pulls up at the lane line, gives back to Adams for Craig. 5:43 to play in the second, 19-16, Viking lead. Of course, sometimes, so you got to think about playing back-to-back. You don't play a lot of back-to-back, and these teams went at it both sides last night. Nearly a steal by Peebahouse. Reisner gets it, kicks it up to Rich, who turns the corner and scores it off the glass.
A little over pursuit there by Peebahouse, and good job to recover by Reisner and get an easy bucket.
Warren with a half hook. Leaves it a little bit too long, and Rich battles and comes away with a rebound.
They're letting him play a little bit inside.
Lob ahead to Brody Holt. Hesitates, goes up with a reverse. No good. Rich there for the putback. It falls off, but he'll go the line for two.
Boy, Rich is just so active. Hey, he's always right there around the rim, around the ball, trying to make something happen, and really paying dividends for Collinwood right now.
Boy, Coach Andrews and this Collinwood bunch look like a different team here the last two nights. Rich's free throw's good. We're tied at 19 here with 5:08 to play in the second, and Griffin checking in for Peters. I think County kind of rotates that last spot. They'll use Mars, they'll lose Peters, they'll use Moore, and they'll use Griffin. And that second one rattles out, and they'll rebound to Warren. Yeah, that's the theme, so 1 for 2. Peebahouse with a handoff Mercer, right wing Warren. Lob inside, Holt reads it, Brody deflects it to Craig, and Craig with a pitch head to Reisner.
I'll pitch it over.
Now Craig steps into a three from the corner, and that one's bouncing, comes up short. Griffin there for the rebound, and they're going to get a foul on Collinwood.
Yeah, I think Brody Holt kind of just pushed Griffin in the back a little bit, trying to get position. Just his first.
And if you're Perry County, if you come in fourth, you're going to match up likely with McEwen, from what I understand. Of course, tournament games still to be played, so who knows? And they've lost to the Warriors twice. So they definitely want to win this to avoid that if that's the case. Haston on a drive gets it blocked, and the rebound to Rich. Reisner pitch ahead. It's too far behind Craig and out of bounds and over to Collinwood.
About took out a little fan there with that pass.
He thought somebody punched him in the back, didn't he?
He did. He turned around real quick. He's about to square up.
Peebahouse across midcourt. Low crossover, penetrates, fading away. Comes up short on the shot. Guess who comes away with the rebound? Harrison Rich. Outlet with a one hand to Reisner. Reisner tries to center it up. Goes over to Craig. 4:10 to play in the second. 19-19. Vikings just with 2 points here this second quarter. Left wing to Stetson Holt. Looks inside, not there. Now up top to Reisner. Feed inside Brody Holt. Turning on Griffin and scores it off the glass.
Well, and Holt's a load in there. I think if you can get him isolated on Griffin like that, you're going to want to keep going back to that.
Collinwood with a lead, 21-19, 3:40 to play in the second. So this tournament's been excellent. I don't know how much you got to see last night, but really good games. And then tonight, we got another good game here, and it's consolation. It's Peebaus misses, but then a foul on Perry County on the rebound.
I think they got Mercer. If so, that's his second.
Mercer ahead to the bench. He's aggressive there on the glass, and that's going to get Eric Moore in.
That was a good rebound by Brody Holt in there. A couple guys around him coming down with it. Collinwood's doing really well on the board so far, offensively and defensively.
Sure are.
The dogfight's what it is. It's a pretty good basketball team we've got so far.
3:18 to play in the second, 21-19. Collinwood working it around the top. Stetson Hope matched up there with Haston. Now goes back to Craig. Mars ready to check. Looks like Luke Holt ready to check for Collinwood. Reisner bounce feed over to Craig. Craig one dribble pull up. Reisner on a trail, feed inside Holt. Holt on a turnaround fadeaway. Couldn't cash it, and then Haston comes away with a tipped rebound. Haston dribbles into a three. It's in the air, front rim. And then going over the back was Griffin as Holt was in position. And another foul on the Vikings.
Yeah, I think just maybe some undisciplined basketball there on the shot and going over the back like that. Good job, Brody Holt, to get position on the inside. And, well, I tell you, I thought this would be a pretty good game, but it's been a slugfest so far, just kind of trading blows.
Yeah.
Scoring slowed down a little bit here, but
Reisner off the right side, lob inside. Stetson Holt on a turnaround from the elbow. It comes out. Rich battling for the rebound, but Warren comes out of there with it. Pitch ahead to Haston. Haston attacks, kicks to the corner. Moore. Dribble with the left hand, finds Peebaus. Peebaus on a fadeaway from the top. It comes out. Warren taps the rebound, saved by Mars. Collected there by Haston. Haston working around Stetson Holt. Up top to Moore. Moore trying to get some action started now to Haston. Haston wants a ball screen going right, hesitates, kicks it in the corner. Peters, feed into Warren. Warren's half hook's good.
God, he's got good touch on that little shot, that little push shot like that.
Boy, he stood tall here in these tournament games for the Vikings. It's 21-21, 1:47 to play in the second. Craig with a dribble up top, bounce over to Reisner. Now in the corner to Stetson Holt, steps into a three. It comes out, but Reisner there for the rebound. Wants the fadeaway, instead goes to Rich. Rich shot no good. Tap, rebound. Peebaus comes out of there with it. Speed dribble the other way, goes in and out. Fadeaway along the baseline. That one's too strong. And the rebound to Luke Holt. He stumbles, finds Craig. Craig looking to drive, dump off Rich. Rich short shot along the baseline, no good. And the rebound pulled down by Peebaus. Boy, what a pace.
Yeah.
Nobody can make one, but what a pace.
About 4 shots in 30 seconds, seemed like.
1:06 to play here in the second. Peebaus stretches the dribble right. Feed down to Warren. Warren turns the corner, and he'll lay it up for two as it stays in.
I thought that thing was about to crawl out.
23-21, the Viking lead. 54 seconds to play here before the half. Craig feed inside.
We're not going to call that kick there?
There was a missed kick in the first quarter, nearly one there.
Maybe you just didn't have the whistle ready or something.
49.9. Collinwood trailing by 2. Reisner, double team. Pass to Holt, goes high to make the catch. Now corner, Rich thought about the three, instead goes back to Stetson Holt. Now Rich will take the corner three, too strong. And Warren there for the rebound. Outlet to Moore. And Moore bring it across midcourt for the Vikings. Hand off to Peebaus. Peebaus with a dribble. Craig trying to get up and force action. They'll hand off to Haston. Haston looks, backs his way in, picks up the dribble, and cross courts it there to Peebaus. Peebaus off the right side, looks to force action with the left hand. A little bit of a mix up there. Two people go in the same spot. Marr's going to put a three in there. It's no good. Warren couldn't claim the rebound. Craig flies in as the horn sounds to end quarter number 2. Our score after 2 is Perry County 23, Collinwood 21. We'll be back with a quick recap after the first half. You're listening to District 11A Basketball Tournament on Big Odie's Radio.
here for the Trojans with 9, Harrison Rich with 7, and Brody Holt with 2. So both teams got 4 guys doing all the scoring.
Again, entertaining first half. Perry County 23, Collinwood 21 at the half. We'll be back with the second half action after this break. You're listening to District 11A Basketball Tournament on Big Oldies Radio. He'll be, one of those. Welcome back to District 11A basketball here on Big Oldies Radio. Consolation game here on the guys' side. Perry County 23, Collinwood 21. As we ready ourselves to start the second half of Perry County ball. Impressive half by Collinwood as they've really turned the page here in the postseason. I got to credit those kids, coaches, everybody there for the Trojans side.
Yeah, it's, sometimes it's hard to kind of make adjustments later in the year when you're kind of so ingrained in doing things one way. But, hey, I'm like you, hats off to them. They've really bought into these changes that they've implemented, and you can see the benefits of it. You had a really competitive game last night, right in the thick of this one, and I think they're just more playing to their strengths right now, honestly. They're just kind of playing a scrappy brand of basketball, playing outside in, and just really impressive what I've seen so far. And if Collinwood can continue to make shots and force Perry County into those tough shots that they haven't been making so far, I think Collinwood's got a really good chance, and I think this one's going to come right down to the wire.
Yeah, well, could. And, I mean, when you lose every game like Collinwood did in the district season, I mean, it's hard to get the confidence to play. They've had the confidence, and they've had to play. And last night they were down 2 in the fourth quarter to Wayne County, down 2 here at Perry County to half.
You wonder, too, if, them just knowing that their coach isn't here, he's got other things going on, if they just kind of doing it for him to a point.
Perry County ball to start things here in this half. And they're going on the end away from us. Up top to Haston. Jab step, shoots the 3 from the top, nets it in. What a shooter Haston is.
Yeah, got a pretty quick release, got a little bit of space with that jab step, and got it up and got it in.
Perry County with backcourt pressure, and Peebaus goes for a steal, called for a foul.
Over pursuit there for the steal.
Coach Haston wanting to force some action here and see if they can force Collinwood into some turnovers. And now they got a coach's warning there on Coach Haston from Perry County. Holt to inbounds to Reisner in the backcourt.
How would you like to be an official and see Coach Haston there? That's a big man.
He is, but so are you, Sawyer.
I'm big, but he's big. He's big.
Pitch ahead there to Linville. Linville lob up, hits the backboard, and comes down the heads of Craig. Craig somehow finds a pass inside to Brody Holt, who couldn't quite get it to fall on the rebound to Perry County. Lob ahead to Mercer. How'd that pass get there? Mercer couldn't score it, though, in the rebound to Linville. Over to Craig. God, what a pass there.
Yeah, it was. Perry County going.
Looks like they're going to man-to-man.
Yeah, it does.
They're going man as Mercer follows Craig all the way through. Ball screen lob.
Good pass.
Hold on the catch. Goes for the reverse. Came up empty. The put back there to Rich. That's no good. And then Holt for another try with the left hand. No good. The tap into the corner. Linville tracks it down and saves it to Reisner. Reisner dumped down to Holt. Holt goes up for 2 and scores it. Stick-to-itiveness from the Trojans.
That's what playing hard will get you. They're just flying around everywhere making the hustle plays.
Do they ever? Haston open for 3 from deep. Elects not to take it. Goes to Warren in the short corner working against Holt. Goes baseline. Couldn't score it. Gets his rebound. Goes to the deck. And then throws it to Reisner. Reisner on it. No, Linville on the drive. He'll take it all the way around and lay it in. Collinwood within 1. 26-25. Peebaus works it back the other way. Little in-out dribble. Step back. Fakes the 3. Goes to Moore. Moore going to shoot the lefty 3 there off the right side. It comes out. Collinwood all there for the rebound. Reisner on the push ahead. Collinwood owning the glass in there.
Yes, they are.
Craig with a dribble up top. Handoff there to Linville. Linville there to Brody Holt. Cut. Rich lays it in with a left hand to Collinwood in front.
Good big-to-big action there between Holt and Rich, and Collinwood coming out a quick 6 points.
Haston, pull-up jumper from inside the arc, front rims it, but crawls it in.
That's a good answer.
Perry County in front, 28-27.
Well, there's a tough shot.
Yeah, they make them. And wait till Peebaus gets rolling. Pitch ahead here to Reisner. Reisner with an advantage. And they got a
timeout.
Who called the timeout?
I think Coach Andrews did.
Ooh, man, it looked like he had a layup there.
Yeah, he did. I think he might have cost him 2 there.
Timeout Collinwood. It's going to be a 30. 5:12 to play in the third. Perry County 28, Collinwood 27.
I think he's wanting to get his guys a quick breather with the pace that they're going at. And
well, I mean, Everything's playing into your hands if you're the Trojans, though, because you're able to claim the rebounds. So Perry County's getting one shot. You're forcing them into tough shots. And then you're able to attack and get good looks in the paint.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Collinwood, some really good execution. I think that going into halftime or during halftime, I think they really put an emphasis on getting the ball inside. And they've had a lot of point-blank looks. Not all have went in, but when they haven't gone in, it seems like they've always been there to get the rebound and get another opportunity.
Craig to inbound finds Reisner out near midcourt. 2-3 zone here for Perry County as Hastings switches up the defense. That man didn't work too good, did it?
No, it didn't. They kind of got what they wanted. Collinwood, a little confusion here.
Craig off the left side, Reisner. Reisner picks up the dribble, back up top to Craig. Right side, Linville. Jumped on there by Mercer. And then back up top to Craig, to Linville. He'll step into a three. It's off the mark. And the rebound battled for him. Peebahouse numbers Perry County's way. Peebahouse leading the break. Pull up for three. It's in there, and it's good. He forgets about the press, and Collinwood gets it inbounds easily. Back to Linville, back to Craig. Now to Reisner, to Rich. Lob ahead to Holt. Holt going to lay it up for two. No good, and the rebound knocked out of bounds by Hastings. It'll stay with the Trojans. They hadn't got much out of that press either. Collinwood's prepared.
They really have. They broke it pretty easily several times now.
2-3 zone here for the Vikings. Reisner on the catch. Shot fake. Goes baseline. Relocates inside. Feed inside Holt. Turns and scores it off the glass.
Great pass by Reisner.
Lob ahead here to Moore. Moore off the right wing to Traylon Warren. Warren works it past Holt. Lays it in at the front of the rim. A little bit more offense here, Saul. Craig back to Reisner. Reisner trying to draw a couple of defenders and now reverse and kick it over to Craig. Craig hanging in there, lob inside to Holt. Holt in one play trying to finish it, comes out, and the rebound to Peebahouse. Peebahouse behind the back, finds a Traylon Hastings, steps into a three. That's short, and then a rebound to Brody Holt. Reisner will bring it up himself. Looks to dribble right. Fakes the handoff and now goes to Linville up top. To Craig off the left side. Up top, Linville. Back to Craig. Craig looks to feed inside to Brody Holt. Turns, gets it blocked by Warren. Peebahouse leading the break. Throws it off the shoe of Reisner, and it goes out of bounds on the baseline. It'll stay with Perry County. Well, I don't know how he thought that was going to get through there. That would have been Magic Johnson. Not could have got that pass through there. 3:20 to play here in the third. 33-29 Perry County. Hastings inbounds to Warren. Warren with a low rip. Hanging in there. Flips it up from the front. Rims out. And the rebound to Luke Holt. Reisner bringing it up for the Trojans. Back to Craig.
Kind of going with an action similar to 14 up for Wayne County.
And we got a turnover here on Collinwood. What was that call? I didn't see the signal.
3 seconds.
3 seconds on Collinwood. You have to help me. You're taller.
Yeah, somebody over here on the Perry County side has been begging for it for about the last 6 minutes, and he finally got it.
Asking you shall be given.
I guess so.
Handoff there to Mercer up top. Peebahouse off the right side. Warren trying to post inside. Peebahouse instead of drive, hang in there, put it up and rattle it home. Well, when it gets going bad for Perry County, Peebahouse kind of starts to take over. And he's starting to put a little bit of separation here as Perry County now in front by 6. Reisner off the left side. Jumps into a double-team trap. Finds Craig. Craig finds Reisner underneath. Warren blocks it, but they're going to get a foul call here on the Vikings.
Warren with a bit of a shell shock look, and I'm not going to lie to you. I agree with him. That looked pretty clean.
Well, you were right there, Sawyer. That was right in front of you, wasn't it, Sawyer? Yeah. Rich to the line for 2 free throws, 2:23 to play in the third. That first one up and good. That's big for Collinwood to kind of stabilize here at the free throw line.
Yeah, and Collinwood, they hit those 4 threes in the first quarter, and I can't remember them shooting many since then. I think they're really emphasizing getting the ball inside.
Next one up and good. Back to 4, 35-31, 2:20 to play in the third. Collinwood going nowhere.
Just hanging around.
Peebahouse off the right side. Zip move there. Mercer on a catch up top. Jab fake. Puts it on the deck.
Well, they've got,
lob inside Warren. Turns, throws the hook, knocks it in. Had the size advantage. You saw it, Sawyer. Perry County did too. Reisner, cross-court pass there to Craig. Craig across midcourt, picks up the dribble, double team, dump back to Reisner. Reisner hangs in there, finds Rich. Rich barrels his way
Good
in,
move.
goes off the glass and good, picks up the and one.
Good move by Harrison. Good, strong finish through the body of the defender.
37-33 now, 1:49 to play in the third. And Rich to complete a three-point play. And here comes Brody Holt for Luke Holt. Rich at the stripe. Free throw in there and good. Harrison Rich coming alive here in the third.
So he has 7 points for him, matching his first half total.
House back to Mercer. House opens back up behind the arc, makes the catch, looks inside. Looks for the left-hand drive, loses the handle, regains, dump down low. Peters all by himself lays it in for two. Well, I don't blame them for having their eyes on House. He's been kind of the go-to guy here lately.
He's been the creator.
But most anybody could make that shot Peters did, I would say. 2-3 zone here for the Vikings. 1:15 to play in the third. Linville looking for a ball screen going high. Reisner, shot fake on the three, gets it poked away from behind. Brody Holt gets it blocked from behind by Warren. Reisner comes out there with it. He'll dribble out behind the arc. Up top, Linville back to Reisner. Reisner on a shot fake, relocate, throw inside. Rich, short corner, shot short. House for the rebound. Rich with a foul.
Just the first on Harrison.
57.7 seconds to play here in the third. And here comes Ryan Mars in for Warren. Get Warren a quick little 1 minute rest. I'm sure that's all it'll be.
Oh, yeah, he'll be right back in there. Got to start the clock. A little bit of a delay.
Dribble across there by House. Hand off Mercer. They're going to go with this little double stack delay. They did that when Wayne County played at Perry County to take time off. And it looks like Perry County going to try and hold it for one. House, hand off Mercer. Mercer with a handoff Haston.
They're not switching those screens like they were.
Don't want to get those bad matchups, right? Potentially. Just going under. Well, you can go under from that deep, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Handoff to Mercer, 20 seconds. Handoff to Haston, 16 seconds. 39-34 Perry County. Now House with it up top. He turns his back there to Craig. Looks to make something happen with 9. Turns the corner. Step back. Shoots the three. It's in the air. No good. The rebound. There's a foul on Peters. Just the fourth, though, on the Vikings.
Peters, third.
And it'll be Collinwood ball underneath. But Collinwood got to go the length of the court. Saw in 3.8.
Got time for a couple dribbles and a shot, maybe.
Inbound to Reisner. Oh, and there's a foul by Mercer, and that's going to put Reisner at the line.
That's silly. Haston is not too happy. I can't blame him. I mean, that's just kind of a useless foul. They're going to have to throw up a prayer, from half court at best, probably, and you kind of bail them out there. Maybe even give them 2 free ones.
Yeah, you certainly gave them an opportunity at 2 free ones. And that's 3 on Mercer, like you mentioned. Collinwood going to clear the lane here with 1.9. Reisner at the stripe for 2. First one up and good. Moore checks in for Mercer. Linville will get a rest there for Stetson Holt. 39-35. Reisner for another, and it's also good. But Reisner good at the line. Inbound to House. House going to launch from beyond midcourt. Off the glass, no good. Our score after 3. Perry County 39. Collinwood 36. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this break. You're listening to District 11A Basketball Tournament. Welcome back to the District 11A Basketball Tournament here on Big Oldies Radio. We're at the start of the fourth. Perry County 39, Collinwood 36. And it'll be Trojan basketball to start here in the fourth. Collinwood's been in this from the beginning. They're hanging in there with tough defense. They're working the ball well on offense. Impressive performance these last two nights by the Trojans, and they just continue to keep it up. And Sawyer, most of it's like you say, playing with such energy and passion.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know it's getting kind of towards the end of the year. Your number of games are getting limited, so you might as well give it all you got, for as long as you got, because you don't know. I mean, yeah, you're going to move on and play in the first round of region after this, but after that, it's cutthroat.
Craig on a shot fake off the left side, back up top to Reisner, working around Haston. And Reisner slips and gets called for a travel. And Coach Andrews,
I think he's asking him to wipe the floor.
Maybe so. I wonder if he was questioning whether that was actually a travel since he was dribbling.
Yeah, I thought he kept his dribble.
He tried to. I don't know that he ever actually traveled, but I might not have seen it fully. Peebaus across midcourt. Picks up a ball screen going right. Loses it behind his back. Regains. Warren. Well, they've kept Mercer over there on the bench with his 3 fouls. Hand off to Haston. Haston a kick out to Peebaus. Peebaus on a baseline drive. Shoots the fadeaway. It's short. He'll track down his own rebound. Cross court pass to Haston. He'll step into a corner 3, and it's good.
Big shot.
Coach Haston wanting a foul after the shot. 42-36. The Viking lead. 7:05 to play here in the fourth. Mercer up and ready to check in.
The Perry County faithful getting into it.
Stetson Holt to Craig. Back to Holt. Open for 3 from the top. He missed it. Big answer there for the Trojans. So all we had to do is bring you back, get a real good close game, right?
I guess so.
Oh, Haston fouled from the top. Didn't get the call as he missed a long 2. Collinwood tracks down the rebound in the corner. Well, we could see that from here, Sawyer.
Yeah, that looked like he got undercut.
Well, he got hit on the arm, too. Reisner off the right side. Ball screen going left. Picks up the dribble lob. Stolen there by Peebaus.
Just a bad pass by Reisner.
Peebaus going to attack. Gets it poked away from the back. Out of bounds. And it's going to stay with Perry County.
That was a great hustle play by Stetson Holt to come in on the backside. And thought that one could have been going back to Collinwood, but the official saw it different.
I don't think anybody saw it. He had to call it one way. Lob in here to Peebaus. Peebaus turns, shoots it from the front. This time the foul called. And Peebaus will go the line for 2.
Just got to give him space to land. Kind of getting up underneath him like that. They're going to call that more times than not.
So that's on Rich.
Just his second, so he can still play pretty aggressive.
6:14 to play in the fourth. Perry County 42, Collinwood 39. Peebaus nets the first. Linville to check at the horn. Another one here for Peebaus. And it's also good. Linville in to replace Reisner. Got to give Reisner a quick rest. He's been a massive factor here these last 2 nights.
Yes, he has. And tonight specifically, knocking down the shots that he did in the first quarter and then handling the ball, handling the pressure like he has. So
Craig over to Stetson Holt, dribbles into a double team. Now he's in a bind. Somehow finds Linville. Linville finds Brody Holt inside, who finds Rich. Rich gets his shot rejected by Peebaus. Tapped out of bounds, and they're going to say it stays with Collinwood.
That was a really good play by Peebaus.
Oh, I thought we might get a... It looked like the official got a little upset. I thought he might be going to have something after the play, but nothing forthcoming. Stetson Holt lob up top. Caught by Linville, now to Craig. 44-39 Perry County as we're at the 5:53 mark of the fourth. Stetson Holt off the right side. Up top Linville, left wing Craig. Now short corner Rich. Rich looks to drive, and he's going to throw it in off the glass, but he's going to get called for a charge.
That was a good job to take that by Mars. Had position. Rich kind of ducked the shoulder, and more times than not, that's what it's going to be.
Well, you were nodding your head when he put his hand to signal the charge, hand behind the head, and you had a good look at it. I didn't have as good a look at it, given that I'm somewhat height challenged.
But you were a shot blocker and rebounder in your day, Coach.
You don't forget much, do you, son?
I remember you worked at NASA, too, if we're going to go that route.
Let's not go that route. Peaverhouse dribbling off the right side, working against Craig. Craig knocks it loose, comes up with a steal, racing to the other end, and he picks up the foul and scores it off the glass. Huge play for Collinwood. And it's 44-41. And Craig to the line to complete the three-point play here with 5:29 to go in the fourth.
That's Craig with the steal and then the finish on the other end. Let's see if he can complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Craig's free throw in there, and it's good. And it's within two. What we got here?
There's a whistle.
Okay, they got a correction on the foul. Peaverhouse on the foul with his third, according to the PA. Our friend Greg Martin.
Both teams got a couple guys with 3 fouls, nobody with 4, so can kind of just let it rip the rest of the way.
But what a turnaround as Perry County looked to increase a 5-point lead. Instead, got the turnover. It goes the other way for a 3-point play and down to 2. Haston in the corner looking to drive on Holt. Jump pass over to Mercer. Mercer pull up 2. Rattles around, comes out. Rich with a rebound for the Trojans. Well, Collinwood was within 2 of Wayne County in the fourth. And then Wayne County had that extra gear to put it away. Let's see if it's a different story tonight. Holt off the right side, lob inside to Brody. Holt deflected by Griffin, out of bounds, but they're going to say off Brody and out of bounds.
Yeah, Brody got a hand on it just before. And Griffin did hit it first, but Brody hit it trying to keep it in. It's just hard to get the ball inside on the block against the zone like that, but they're looking in there because, I mean, he's definitely got a mismatch with Griffin on him, so.
Yeah, he's got a mismatch on most. A good-sized kid.
He is a really good-sized kid.
Feed inside to Warren, tracks down the loose ball. He can dribble, and they're going to get a timeout there for Kirk Haston. I don't think Warren realized he could get a dribble. I guess it's all in the interpretation of the official, but I believe that was just going to be a gather, not a dribble when he was trying to make the catch. Coach Haston calls the timeout. Both teams have 4 left, Sawyer, 4:34 to go in the fourth. Perry County in front, 44-42.
Well, this is what tournament basketball is all about, Coach.
It's why you're here.
Been a dogfight from the very beginning, and just kind of got to see which team's going to make more plays in this last 4 minutes and 34 seconds. And I don't know that I was quite expecting something like this. And a lot of people are going to look at the scoreboard and say, 44-42, it's not very high scoring, probably not a good game. But, man, if you're not here, if you're not tuned in on YouTube listening in, you're really missing out. So hats off to both of these teams.
Haston inbounds to Peaverhouse. Peaverhouse turns, goes up through the arms of Craig and scores it with a left hand, and he's going to answer with an opportunity for 3. They just got the clear out there and the lob in. And Peaverhouse to make it a 5-point game. It's up and good. 47-42.
Peaverhouse up to 14 points.
And this is where Collinwood needs to stick in. Doesn't need it to go worse here.
No, you just need a bucket here.
That's right. Craig redirects Rich going left. Thought they were going to go for the rescreen. Instead, he'll hand to Rich and go to Reisner, who's back in.
I think Rich just didn't quite get outside the defender like Craig was wanting.
Now they'll go right. Craig picks up the ball screen. Go to the corner to Reisner. Steps into a 3. It's in there, and it's good. My goodness. Collinwood loves this gym.
Reisner's 4th 3 of the game. First one since the first quarter.
Haston looking to drive baseline. Turned away. Jump pass up top to Griffin, and Holt going to run through him for a foul. That's the 4th foul on the Trojans here this quarter.
Collinwood's first three-pointer as a team since the first quarter.
Wow. But yet they're still in there.
Yeah, they are. They are really getting some good looks inside. Just got to keep grinding defensively.
Peaverhouse, handoff Haston. Haston working against Linville, goes to Warren. Warren turns the corner, takes it all the way, lays it up short, and the rebound to Rich. Lob outside to Reisner. Collinwood could take the lead with a 3, tie with a 2. Bounce feed up top to Craig. 3:28 to play in the fourth. Ball screen right. Lob inside to Holt. Makes the catch, makes the score. We're tied 47. The Collinwood fans on their feet.
The rotation late there on the zone. Warren not able to get the deflection, and Holt goes straight up with it after getting the inside position on Griffin.
I'll tell you what, Whichever team comes out here as a 4 seed, the number 1 seed over there, the next district, not going to be very happy.
They're going to have a handful with whichever one of these teams they match up
Mercer to the rim, lays it in. Hold it and wave it off and travel. Holy cow.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Well, that was a brilliant move. I guess he got the extra step.
I guess so. I don't know.
Inbound to Craig. Craig with a bounce feed over to Linville. Reisner in the middle. Collinwood certainly take the lead now. Over to Rich. Lob up top, deflected, stolen by Haston. Lob ahead to Mercer. Mercer going to take it, lay it in for 2, and Collinwood in front, or excuse me, Perry County in front, 49-47. Craig, bounce feed back to Linville. Linville lob ahead there to Reisner. And Reisner, they're going to call timeout there for Collinwood. That'll leave Collinwood with 3. 2:32 to go here in the 4th. Perry County 49, Collinwood 47.
You know, a bit of an untimely, unfortunate turnover for Collinwood there, but again, Perry County kind of going to that diamond press look a little bit, that 1-2-2 look, I guess, more, and the length, you know, getting some deflections there, really making it hard on Collinwood right now. It looks like they've kind of started to ratchet up the pressure a little bit here as we get to the money time.
Absolutely. Sawyer, your first game back this year, you couldn't have hoped for more.
No, I really couldn't have, and I expect a really good one in the championship game to follow between Wayne County and Frank Hughes. And, yeah, you just got to love it. Got to love tournament basketball. You just truly never know. Did you say earlier that Collinwood didn't win a district game?
Nope.
Oh, wow. That's kind of surprising. You know, you think. And, again, it may just go back to the reason they're so competitive now is the adjustments that they've made. Guys just playing harder in district time or in tournament time, maybe. I don't know. But, man, I'm like you.
They've turned a massive corner, Sawyer.
Oh, yeah. Whoever that 1 seed is, or, heck, whoever the 2 seed is, having to play the 3.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk for either one of those teams, especially if both of these teams, you know, play with the intensity like they are right now. A couple more shots fall. You could almost see a region semifinal of all District 11.
And that's exactly right. Collinwood inbound to Craig in the backcourt. 2-3 zone here for Perry County. Look for a screen going right. Peebaus jumps over the top. There in the corner to Linville. And we got a foul here underneath on the Vikings. 2:20 to go here in the 4th.
4 on Peters.
4 on Peters. 2 on Perry County here in the 4th. I'm going to inbound with Reisner. Oh, Holt wasn't looking. Somehow turned just in time to make the catch.
His coach was right there telling him to look at it. That's the only reason he got that one.
Craig with a dribble up top. Looking a ball screen going left. Turns the corner. Nearly gets it poked away. Now finds Reisner. Reisner on a relocate. Kicks it up top to Rich. Linville open for 3 in the lead, and it comes off the rim. And Mercer flies in for the rebound for Perry County. Lob ahead to Warren. What a catch there by Warren. Pitch back to Traylon Haston. His 3's in there. Too strong. Battle for the rebound. They're going to get a foul, and that's going to go on Perry County. And it'll give Collinwood the basketball. No, the Wayne County fans getting up here. Who they made an alliance with. Over to Reisner. Reisner, lob up to Brody Holt. Mercer goes for a steal, comes up empty. Pitch ahead here to Rich. Rich babbles it. It goes out of bounds and over to Perry County. Sawyer, I was going to say, you got to think back to that foul Mercer had at the end of the 3rd to give Collinwood 2 free ones. Boy, that's huge at this moment right here.
Yes, it is. Got to dig in if you're Collinwood right here. Need to stop, run a good set offensively, try to get this thing tied up.
1:20 to play. Perry County going to go to the delay. A steal there by Craig. He's going to take it all the way. Lay it up. Comes out. The rebound to Rich. Rich reverses. Lay it up short. Put back block. Free along the sideline and tracked down by Linville. Collinwood still with a chance here. Multiple chances for the Trojans. At the top of the key for the lead. It rattles out. Rich battles for the rebound and a foul on Perry County, the 4th on the team. As Rich out-battled 4 Vikings to get that rebound. Collinwood wants this one, Barry.
I think they got that one on Warren. Golly, Collinwood with some opportunities to tie it or take a lead here. And
now they got to fix Brody Holt's jersey, so he's got to get it tucked in here. 58.1. Lob up top to Craig. Craig over into the corner now to Reisner. Reisner hangs in there, layup short, and the rebound claimed by Warren.
Somebody got their hands on that as he was about to go up. I don't know if maybe he threw that one up thinking he might get a foul call, but nonetheless, another missed opportunity for Collinwood to tie this thing up.
Hand off to Hastings, splits a defense, and gets fouled as he goes across the lane. That's the 5th team foul on the Trojans, so Kenner Hastings to the line for 2 free throws.
Big free throws right here for Hastings.
.5 to go here in the 4th, and Hastings free throw up and good. Good shooter, Kenner Hastings.
Yeah, you can tell he's got good touch, good rhythm in his shot, good elevation too. Just a really good athlete, good build. Guess he's got good genes for it.
Yeah, so Hastings for another, and it's good.
It's up to 16.
Pitch ahead here to Reisner. 4-point lead for the Vikings. Right wing to Craig. Gets it poked away, and a steal there by Mercer, and Mercer going to travel. Oh, as he didn't put it on the deck. Whew. And so on the turnover to go back to Collinwood, and Collinwood going to call timeout here. Trojans still have 2 left.
Just need a bucket. Just need a bucket if you're Collinwood. Obviously, if you make a 3, it gets it to a 1-point game. You foul them, they make them both. It's still a 1-possession game, but at the end of the day, make a layup, do whatever you need to do, foul them, and hope for the best. Get a stick, get a turnover, something.
Yeah. I mean, you still got timeouts to stop the clock, like when you score if it takes a little bit. And then, of course, I'd prefer not to foul Hastings.
Yeah, no.
That's the guy you probably want to avoid fouling. 51-47, the Viking lead here, 29.3. Collinwood's been in this all the way. It's been a good night.
Of the guys on the floor for Perry County, I mean, I just spitballing. I would think Peters would be the guy you want to foul.
You felt like my other partner.
I don't know, maybe Mercer.
Your other partner said the same thing.
Mercer's been cold all night. Hasn't really shot the ball that well.
Let's see here. Are we going to get to action?
I think they're having the cheerleaders back up some.
The Wayne County cheerleaders are ready for the run out, and they got to get out of the way. Inbound in the backcourt to Craig. Perry County going to extend the 2-3, get a trap out near midcourt. Reisner with a catch in the corner. Rich puts it on the deck.
Oh, shuffled him. I think he shuffled him.
But then he had dribbled. He might have got it right just a little bit late. 18.7, big turnover there. Landon Warren to inbound. Collinwood going to go full court pressure. Stetson Holt going to replace Brody Holt. He'll sprint off.
Offense for defense.
Warren to inbound, finds Hastings. And they're going to get a foul there on Collinwood as Hastings to be at the line. Collinwood wanting a hook on that play. 16.3, and Kenner back to the line. 51-47. The Perry County lead. Hastings first, up and nothing but net. Vikings have cleared the lane.
Next one goes in. I think that could be the dagger.
You definitely got to have threes if this one goes down, right?
For sure.
And he nets it too. Hastings clutch at the line. Coach Hastings telling no fouls. Collinwood against some token pressure in the backcourt, using a lot of time. Reisner gets it poked away, now regains, kicks it to Rich, steps back, launches the 3. It rattles out. Tap for the rebound to Peters, and that's going to take us to the end of the game, I think. Are we going to wave it off? We had a whistle there.
I think they're just going to let it go.
Our final score tonight, Perry County 53, Collinwood 47. We'll be back with a recap, a preview of the upcoming championship game after this break. You're listening to District 11A basketball tournament on Big Oldies Radio. Welcome back to the District 11A basketball tournament here on Big Odie's Radio. We're ready for the championship game, but just had the conclusion of an exciting consolation game as Perry County defeats Collinwood 53-47. It was 17-14 PC after one, 23-21 Vikings at the half, 39-36 after three in favor of Perry County, and in our final again, 53-47. Sawyer, you got the totals.
Yeah, we'll start with Perry County. Got Colton Beaverhouse with 14, Jake Mercer with 6, Landon Warren with 13, Kenner Haston leading the way with 18, and Eric Peters with 2 for Collinwood. We've got Stetson Holt with 6, Cole Reisner with 14, tied for the lead for the Trojans. Patch Craig with 3, Tate Linville with 2, Harrison Rich also with 14, and Brody Holt with 8.
Good night all the way around with that game. I mean, Collinwood really showing some mettle to hang in there. Perry County also having the toughness to pull it out in the end. In this game, Sawyer, we got Wayne County against Frank Hughes. Frank Hughes comes in here and plays Wayne County within one, but Wayne County won both matchups this year, right the reverse of what happened in the regular season last year.
Yeah, I was just sitting there thinking, Frank Hughes swept the regular season portion last year, and Wayne County got the better of them in the district and region championship game. So let's hope that there's not that same scenario play out. Let's hope that Wayne County can come in, play a complete ball game, and come away with another district championship.
Should be an exciting one, and we'll be back with the opening tip, starting lineups of that one after this break. You're listening to the District 11 basketball tournament here on Big Odie's Radio.
All right, everybody that's listening and watching on YouTube, we're going to be ending this stream as soon as the highlight. There they went. Okay, I was saying that we're going to end this stream and then start the next stream in just a few minutes. So go to WCHS Sports on YouTube and look for the next game. Or you can go to Rumble and watch it also.